What up, everyone? This is Mr. Lord, Dr. Professor, Dark Joker, with another edition of Where, Pick, and Dare, where I pick games for the various games that are occurring tomorrow. Whether it's football, baseball, basketball, basically whatever games I want to pick, I will pick them. With all that being said, on with the video. College football. College football playoff national championship. So, whatever happens tomorrow, this is the final game of the college football season. So the two teams in this are the Miami Hurricanes and the Indiana Hoosiers. Miami has a 31.7% chance to win. Indiana has a 68.3% chance to win. This game is in is at Miami, so it's in Miami Stadium. So Miami is 10 nation, 13-2 record. Indiana's 1 nation, 15-0 record. So Indiana, given how they played, they're obviously heavily favored. They're like heavily favored. Um, deservedly so. I mean, with how well they played, it makes sense. Miami, they have a home field advantage. That could play a role here. So with quarterbacks, you have, Carson Beck for Miami, 319 out of 435, 35, 81 yards, 29 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. You have Mendoza for Indiana, 257 out of 352, 33, 49 yards, 41 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. So yeah, he's definitely played. Mendoza has played very well. He's definitely won the Heisman for a reason. I definitely will be the number one pick in the draft. Like, man, like he is like this could be a really good game. Like my people, honestly, most people are picking Indiana for good reason. I would not count out Miami due to the fact that it's at Miami. Like I wouldn't count them out. This I think could be a really good game. Like there will be a home field advantage for Miami. I think that will help, but with how well Mendoza's played, I think Indiana will beat Miami tomorrow. College women's basketball. Ohio State Buckeyes versus TCU Horned Frogs. Ohio State is a 43.1% chance to win. TCU is a 56.9% chance to win. This is part of the Coretta Scott King Classic, so this is in Newark, New Jersey. So Ohio State's 14 nation, 16-2 record. TCU's 10 nation, 18-1 record. Okay, so for stats, Ohio State has more points per game, points against. Uh, TCU is a higher field goal percentage, more rebounds per game, slightly more assists per game. Ohio State has slightly more let's see. TCU has more blocks per game, and Ohio State has more steals per game. So this could be a good game. The big stat that's the big difference is the points against. That is a 10.2 in favor of TCU. The other stats, steals. I mean, it's a that's the only the big difference. I mean, that's a 5.5 favor of Ohio State. The rest very close. Points against is the big one. That's I mean, because points per game, that's a 4 point difference in favor of Ohio State. Points against, that is a 10.2 in favor of TCU. Like that's a defense thing. That's I would say that's a big gap. And yeah, so with it being New Jersey, it might be more of a home. I don't like. It's definitely closer to Ohio State and TCU. So I don't know how much two fan bases will travel to Newark, but odds are they would be more Ohio State fans there than TCU. So it might be a little bit. It might be a home field advantage for Ohio State just due to distance. That being said, I think the points against, like the defense. Oh, I think that matter that'll matter more. So I think TCU will beat Ohio State tomorrow. Michigan Wolverines versus Vanderbilt Commodores. Michigan is a 68.3% chance to win. Vandy is a 31.7% chance to win. This is part of the Coretta Scott King Classic. So this is in Newark, New Jersey. So Michigan is 8 in the nation, 15-2 record. Vandy is 5 in the nation, 18-0 record. Okay, so for stats, Michigan has more points per game, slightly more points against. Vandy has a slightly higher field goal percentage. Michigan is more rebounds per game. Vandy is more assists per game, and slightly more blocks per game and steals per game. These stats are very close. So these are going to be pretty evenly matched teams. Now, due to the fact that's in, you know, like New Jersey, odds are it's closer for Michigan than it is for. It's definitely closer to Michigan than to Vanderbilt. Like so now, but Vanderbilt does have a lot of students that come from like northern states. Like it does. So like, New York, New Jersey, Illinois, Ohio, Massachusetts, a lot of states like that, a lot of Vanderbilt students do come from those areas. Why? I mean, Vanderbilt's in Nashville, so it's like basically Nashville and a lot of the stuff that's west of it, like in the state of Tennessee, very kind of similar to the North, except well, it's a lot warmer. Whereas, of course, East Tennessee, not so much. East Tennessee is very rural. West Tennessee is well, not like it's a lot more urban. So, as far as home field advantage, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it'll be a significant home field advantage. Just due to the fact that Vanderbilt likely does have a lot of alum in that area. Just due to the fact there are a lot of Northerners that go there. I think there'll be a good bit of alum there. Michigan, due to distance, so who knows how many will show up. But I mean, Michigan is closer, so that could be interesting. But Vanderbilt, just due to all the Northern alum they have, it might be a home field advantage for Vandy. It is hard to say. Like, I don't know how significant the home field advantage would be, but due to how all the northern alum that Vandy has, there's a chance it could be an advantage for Vandy, which could make things interesting. So yeah, so due to that fact, I think Vanderbilt beats Michigan tomorrow. Notre Dame Fighting Irish versus UConn Huskies. Notre Dame has a 4.1% chance to win, and UConn has a 95.9% chance to win. This is um, at UConn. So Notre Dame's 23 nation, 12-5 record. UConn's 1 nation, 18-0 record. So for stats, UConn has more points per game. Notre Dame has more points against. UConn has a higher field goal percentage and more rebounds per game, assists per game, blocks per game, and steals per game. So the big stat with the big difference is points against. So it is a 11.5 difference in favor of UConn. Other stats are pretty close. So with the points against difference and the home field advantage, I think UConn beats Notre Dame tomorrow. NBA. Oklahoma City Thunder versus Cleveland Cavaliers. The Thunder have a 62% chance to win. The Cavs have a 38% chance to win. This is at Cleveland. So for injuries, for the Thunder, Williams, Hartenstein, Topic are out, and Sorber's out for the season. For the Cavs, Wade's a game time decision, and Merrill, Garland, Struss, and Livingston are out. For stats, Thunder have more points per game. Cavs have more points against. Thunder have a higher field goal percentage. Cavs have slightly more rebounds per game and have more assists per game. Thunder have slightly more blocks per game and have more steals per game. These stats are pretty close, so I think home field advantage is going to be a big thing here. So I think the Cavaliers will beat the Thunder tomorrow. Boston Celtics versus Detroit Pistons. The Celtics have a 42.1% chance to win. The Pistons have a 57.9% chance to win. This is at Detroit. For injuries for the Celtics, Pritchard and Boucher are game time decisions, and Midnot and Tatum are out. For stats, the Pistons have slightly more points per game and points against, slightly higher field goal percentage, and they have more rebounds per game, assists per game, blocks per game, and steals per game. I mean, these stats are pretty close, so I think home field advantage is going to be a big thing here. I think so. I think the Pistons will beat the Celtics tomorrow. Miami Heat versus Golden State Warriors. The Heat have a 38.6% chance to win. The Warriors have a 61.4% chance to win. This is at Golden State. For injuries, for the Heat, Jacquez Jr., Harrow, and Mitchell are game time decisions, and Rozier is out. And for the Warriors, Butler the third, Santos are game time decisions, and Curry is out. So for stats, the Heat have more points per game, points against, slightly higher field goal percentage, more rebounds per game. Um, Warriors have slightly more assists per game, blocks per game, and steals per game. These stats are pretty close now. So home field advantage will definitely be a big part. I mean, so Curry's out. Butler's a game time decision. That is a big deal with Curry being out. Like that is bad. Like Curry's out. Okay, yeah. Like I mean, of course, Mitchell and Butler, if they're able to play, they should contribute a lot. Of course, Draymond Green should contribute a lot. Like this could be a good game. Like so, with the way the injuries are, you know, like with the way injuries are, so that's going to affect some players. And Curry being out is a big deal. I think with the supporting rest of the players that the Warriors have, I think they'll be able to make up for it, especially with when you take out the injuries and stuff for the Heat, and with the home field advantage. I think the Warriors will beat the Heat tomorrow. And that's it for picks. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my picks. Do you agree with them? Do you not? If you have different picks, you can put them in the comments. But other than that, please like, subscribe, and all that. Thank you for listening, and look forward to the next video.